But let me ask you this, Michael. How do you think Stuart died?
I think he drowned.
Didn't add up to a classical drowning. One always, with these cases, one thinks, American expression, think dirty.
I think he drowned.
The petechiae and the anal injuries are not simple drowning findings, and therefore they raise concerns that this person did not drown in the pool. But it is my job to tell the police this may not be a drowning, and you should be aware of that.
And as we walked out, I looked down and there's a Stuart floating in the pool. Or whether he's floating, when you see that, it's a very surreal thing to see.
I am the fifth SIO that's been involved in this case. Stuart was assaulted, quite possibly in the jacuzzi, and then either died in the jacuzzi or went unconscious, and then, to make it look like a drowning, thrown in the swimming pool. Throughout the investigation, there have been suggestions there was a cover-up.
Today, there are reports in the news of the world and allegations of a cover-up in the house that night, and a suggestion that maybe Mr. Lubbock hadn't drowned at all. What's your response to those claims?
Well, my response to those claims is that is absolutely preposterous, and that is changing the whole spectrum of what happened at all. I mean, the police investigated it. There is no evidence to support that whatsoever.
He was sexually assaulted, either died from asphyxiation or a heart attack. His body was then taken to the edge of the pool, water thrown over him and some water forced down his throat to make it look like a drowning.
Some of the papers wrote sex orgy. There was no sex in that house that night.
This young man had suffered a very violent and very serious sexual assault.
Post-mortem examinations revealed that Stuart Lubbock had suffered serious sexual injuries.
Severe internal injuries.
Serious anal injuries. He may have been raped. That may have contributed to his death.
There was no orgy that I was aware of.
I would describe the injuries to the anus as horrific.
Large object having been forcibly inserted into the anus. It could have been an attempt at forcible fisting.
A bottle, a dildo, that sort of thing could have caused those injuries.
Stuart suffered a very, very violent sexual assault. And in the opinion of most of the pathologists, that sexual assault probably played a significant part in his death, and one of them said that that was the cause of death. As a matter of fact, that a hard and long object must have been inserted into his anus, and the internal damage was severe from that. A couple of the pathologists were experts, and they said that it must have been either a fist or an object as large as a fist. And again, I'm sorry this is a little bit graphic, but I've got to say it, I think, that the post-mortem, the aperture of his anus was described as big as an orange.
Oh my God.
To this day, I don't know what happened to him.
There was petechiae present. They occur for a number of reasons, but one of them is that the neck has been compressed. In other words, someone has either been strangled or put in an arm lock.
There was clear dilatation of the anal canal. There were clear injuries around the anus, and those injuries included abrasions, they included bruising, and they included tearing of the anal wall.
In the last few days, my solicitors managed to locate one of the nurses who worked on Stuart, and he quite clearly states, without any shadow of a doubt, that when Stuart Lubbock arrived at the A&E department, there were absolutely no injuries whatsoever to his body. He did not receive any injuries at my house, at all.
And yet they were definitely there. He did sustain injuries, so if it didn't happen at your house, where could it have happened?
They did not happen at my house.
I cannot contemplate any circumstances where this was a consensual act.
Do you think Stuart was raped?
Well, I think that is a very likely scenario.
We do know that a sexual assault happened, yeah? There's no doubt about that. His anus suffered terrible injuries. The pathologists suggested that his face was probably against a pillow or something like that, smothering the sounds.
Do you believe there are people out there that know the answer?
Well, I have to. because there's no answer anywhere else.
Michael Barrymore's reputation had been built on being likeable, he was funny, he was trustworthy. People thought that they knew him. So quite obviously, the expectation was that he would come to court, that he would give evidence, and that evidence would be as detailed as possible, that he would almost be as amiable as he was on television. I mean, that isn't actually what happened.
The entertainer Michael Barrymore has refused to answer questions about alleged drug taking at his home on the night a man was found dead in his swimming pool.
Then I looked down, which is effectively the deep end, and Stuart was there.
Did you realise who it was?
Not immediately. Yeah, well, I did. Yeah, he was face up. Yeah.
Do you know who was the first person outside of the people at the estate who found his body? Was he not in the pool when the medical people showed up?
Yeah, when the medical people showed up, he was on the pool side.
Gotcha. So he was supposedly out. So there's only oral statements of people saying he was actually in the pool. Gotcha.
That is the point that I've been trying to make for all this time.
Just wanted
Yes,
to confirm
only
that.
oral statements by the witnesses, yeah.
So you're saying that it was suggested to you that you should get out of the house?
Yes.
Do you think that was the most responsible behaviour?
No.
I mean, he is a total stranger who's clearly injured in some way in the pool, and you leave the house.
Yeah.
Why would he run away? It's his house, his pool, his party, and he's run off. Most people would flee the scene because they're guilty as hell.
Something I want to clear up. I did not flee the house. I did not flee and suggest I was running away. I phoned Mike Brown, my PA, my personal assistant, and I said, there's been a problem at the house, told him what had happened. It's going to be surrounded by press. When the police wanted to talk to me, they knew exactly where I was. Yes, I should have stayed. I was wrong. I've always admitted that. I've never been frightened to admit that. Yes, I should have stayed. I didn't think it seemed the right thing to do. But we can all do should-haves after the event. And yes, I should have. I didn't.
He left the house. He said it was not the right thing to do, but he was in a panicky state.
Mr. Barrymore rifled through some drawers, took some personal possessions, and left before the ambulance arrived.
I cannot swim, he said, but Simon Shaw and James Footers jumped in.
There was a lot of hoo-ha about why didn't Barrymore jump in and save the boy if he found him floating in his swimming pool. But Barrymore said, I didn't jump in because I can't swim. And various people saying, well, we've seen him swim, so he can swim.
Barrymore told the inquest he couldn't swim. His ex-wife Cheryl says he can.
She's been interviewed by the police in the last couple of days, and she's given them the names and addresses of at least a dozen other people who have swum with Michael Barrymore.
If the allegation was true, it would be a very, very serious matter, yeah. But Mr. Barrymore says he can't swim, and the allegation is untrue.
Very surreal thing to see.
And what went through your mind?
I just went into a bit of shock. I just went, oh, Christ. And, you know, it's quite obvious he wasn't moving much. The first thing I did when I said it was run back into the house and get help from Jonathan.
At the time of this incident, he was in an intense relationship with Jonathan Kenny.
I just wanted to cheer myself up. So Jonathan was a mate of mine who was with me at the time. I said, should we go go to a club?
You mentioned that he had a violent past. Can you describe that?
Has got a record of violent incidents. They were assaults, I believe.
Somebody at that party knows what happens. That is completely and utterly a fact. The key to bringing people to justice definitely sits with the 8 people that were there.
Have you yourself, Michael, talked to the other people who were there?
I've never seen them since that day.
All of them?
I wouldn't know if I fell over them.
All of them?
All of them, none of them. Not one I haven't got a number, nothing.
So you don't know any of these people?
I don't know any of them.
You've never spoken to them?
Not one.
And what strikes me as odd is, has nobody ever tried to approach you who knows any of those people with any information which could be useful.
No, what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean that there's a bunch of adults partying at your house and somebody dies. And what seems extraordinary to me is that your name's been attached to this for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Why has nobody tried to contact, or maybe they have, you can let us know, but has anyone ever tried to contact you and said, look, I know one of these people, and they were saying this? It seems like there's been this weird wall of silence from everybody.
Well, the wall of silence is because they don't know. They genuinely don't know. Why?
And do you believe them?
Yes, I do believe.
You believe that nobody at the party knew what happened?
I do believe that.
Nobody will come forward. From that day, so yes. I just want to move on and just get on with my life. I'm just hoping that somebody might come up with a clue as to what happened there that night.
It's my belief, but I can't prove, it's my belief that he was helped with the investigation, which was a very ineffective investigation.
I mean, I understand how you feel and the passionate way that you defend yourself, but I guess objectively...
But if I don't defend myself,
No,
I've got people that go around
I get it.
making all sorts of allegations.
I get it. But what I would say is this, that I guess you have to start, don't you, from the position that this young man, this father of two kids, lost his life.
No, hang about. I'm getting to that. You haven't let me finish.
Right.
That family deserve proper answers, OK? No parent should have to bury their young. I had nothing to do with what happened to Stuart. I am innocent. I am not 99.9% innocent. I am 100% innocent, and I am entitled to walk around with my head held high for the rest of my life.
To this day, the media still say the boy who drowned in the pool. I've completely demolished that in the book. He didn't drown in the pool at all. He was never in the pool that night. After the accident to Stuart Lubbock happened, Michael Barrymore then opened the swimming pool to develop the drowning theory. In other words, the pool wasn't opened at all at the beginning of the evening. There's evidence to that effect. So the whole thing was an elaborate hoax.
But let me ask you this, Michael. How do you think Stuart died?
I think he drowned.
Can't believe it, can you? You can't believe it.
That family deserve proper answers, OK? No parent should have to bury their young. I had nothing to do with what happened to Stuart, and I have to live in hope that somehow, somewhere, there will be an answer.
Do you feel that you've reached that point when you should just get another crack of the whip from the British public, from the people, from the media, from everybody?
I'd be lying if I didn't say that would be amazing. I'll really hold on to it. I mean, it goes a lot deeper than I could even explain to you. Sorry. Fuck.
It's not easy. Going over this stuff must be very difficult for you.
Sorry.
But it's a fact we have to recognise. It's like in any walk of life, the police can be corrupt, celebrities can be corrupt, anybody can be corrupt.